Do you happen to ever sail the sea or go on a cruise? If so, then did you ever imagine that someday the ship you're sailing on is going to be abandoned? No? Well, similarly, so many mysterious ships got abandoned, and some are even known as ghost ships now. Spooky, right? Well, in today's video, we're going to tell you a mesmerizing tale of 12 abandoned ships around the world. These 12 ships are still above the water, either floating or marooned ashore. We'll be covering all the sea queens of their time, from a 100+ years old ghost ship to a massive cruise ship abandoned outside a jungle. Number 12 is the Circle Line 5. You won't believe it, but this ship has lived a life of more than 100 years, and now it's sitting wedged right outside the Ohio River. The Circle Line 5 ship is also known as the Cincinnati Ghost Ship. It had received a good number of services before it was abandoned and never got back its prestigious previous position. The ship was built in 1902 with the only purpose of serving as a luxurious cruise line for wealthy railroad executives. Let us tell you, this is not an ordinary yacht. In fact, it also served in World War I as well as World War II. And later on, it was taken on as a tour ship, and then it sank down slowly by just sitting at the back of the house of its last captain, Robert Miller. Number 11 is the Mary D. Hume Shipwreck. After the Cincinnati Ghost Ship, it's the Mary D. Hume that has the longest serving vessel record due to 97 years of active service. It's counted in one of the mysterious ships that spent its first 10 years transferring goods from Oregon to San Francisco. In 1899, Mary D. Hume was used for the towing service in Alaska, and afterward was sold to the American Tugboat Company. However, in 1978, the ship was retired, and it now is relaxing at Gold Beach, sinking a few hundred feet into the mud where this abandoned ship was originally constructed. The very next year of its sinking, the ship was listed on the National Register of Historic Places. If you ever visit Gold Beach, turn left towards Harbor Way, and you can see the wreck into the sea very close to Highway 101. Number 10, wreck of the Peter Iredale. Peter Iredale was an amazing 4-masted steel ship that used to run on shore starting in 1900. However, today the mysterious ship is listed as the most accessible shipwreck. Back then it was a sailing vessel bound for the Salina cruise, sailing from Mexico to Portland, Oregon. On 25th of October 1906, the ship was sailing like routine, but suddenly stepped into trouble. It was a stormy day when it jumped into the rising tide of the Columbia River, and the heavy wind drove it nearer to Fort Stevens. There were about 27 passengers in the vessel, but thankfully they all made it to shore. They asked for help, and shortly all 27 were rescued by a life-saving station. It's been a century to that foggy night in Oregon, but no one could forget it. Peter Iredale is still present there and has become a tourist spot. Are you getting goosebumps thinking about the people who were on these ships when they all went down? Well, guess what? That's not it yet. There's more ships to come that will shock you. Before we go further into the video, please show your support and let us know you're enjoying the content by smashing that like button and subscribing. Now, without any further delay, let's keep the ride going. Number 9, the Carroll A. Deering. The Carroll A. Deering, or you can also call it a ghost ship, is actually one of the mysterious ships. It's a 5-masted sea vessel built in 1819 by the Deering Company, and was still a new cruise ship when wrecked due to a mysterious voyage. In late August, this massive ship set sail with a total of 11 crew members. When it left Boston, the ship's captain, William H. Merritt, fell ill, so he took the ship to Delaware as he could no longer sail. His son got off the ship to take care of the father, and unknowingly, both escaped from one of the biggest misfortunes. After that, Deering Company opted for a new captain, and the sail started. After that, nobody knew what happened to the ship. However, by the 31st of January, the Cape Hatteras Coast Guard Station members witnessed an abandoned ship on the Diamond Shoals. By the 4th of February, it was confirmed the Carroll Deering was wrecked, but no one knows where the captain or crewmates went. Number 8, the Homebush Bay Shipwreck. In Sydney, you can enjoy the sights like no other place because of a floating forest called Homebush Bay Shipwreck. This ship is listed as one of the most wonderful abandoned ships around the world. Moreover, it's an incredible home to other mysterious ships. You may not know, but SS Mortlake and SS Airfield have permanently anchored themselves with this beautifully wrecked ship. Nature has crept its way in and turned it into an incredible miniature forest. Number 7. Wreck of the SS Maheno. Fraser Island is a real museum of the sunken abandoned ships. Can you believe more than 23 wrecked ships were found buried from 1856 to 1935? And obviously there would be much more than that by now. Maheno ship is also one of them and has one of the most popular stories of its wrecking in the region. Now it is a landmark tourist attraction. This massive vessel, built in 1905, set sail as an SS Maheno ship. As soon as it started sailing, it turned into one of the first turbine-driven steamer ships, which is pretty amazing. Maheno used to follow the designated route from Sydney to Auckland, but later on was considered a hospital ship in Europe during World War I. After the services of World War I, Maheno served in the Red Sea and the Mediterranean Sea, but in 1935 it was purchased by Japan to be turned into scrap metal. However, on its way through Queensland River, a cyclone surrounded the Maheno and marooned it on Fraser Island. Foster Island is spooky, right? But it's harmless as it gives refuge to lost ships, eh? So, are you liking the video so far? Well, then you must be curious to see what else we have got in store for you. Now, we're willing to boot out your curiosity, but only on one condition. The condition is you become part of our YouTube family by subscribing and turning those notifications on. Sound like a good deal? Well, now that you've got it done, let's go through the rest of the list. Number 6. The Sugar Boat Wreck. It's been more than 50 years since the sugar boat, named MV Captianus, has been abandoned. It's counted in the list of the most fascinating sunken ships anyone has ever seen. You won't believe even the videographers and photographers, they were mesmerized when they saw this view. On its last journey from Lourenço Marques in Portuguese East Africa, this sea vessel contained 4,567 tons of sugar. On the night of January 27th, it got into trouble and was surrounded by a fierce storm. MV Captianus, with a load of sugar, dropped anchor at the bank tail and waited there for high tide to offload. But the tides and winds were strong, so the captain ordered the engine to start. But before they got powered, the gale blew her to the tankers, and then the vessels didn't touch. The chain of the tanker's anchor got ripped through the Captianus hull, and slowly, seawater started to enter the ship and ground the ship. Number 5 is the La Famille Express wreck. This abandoned ship, also known as the Long Bay Shipwreck due to its long body. It was built in 1953 in the Soviet Union, an extremely colder environment. At the start of its life, La Famille Express was used for oil rig services to transfer supplies to remote offshore oil wells. For around 10 years, this massive ship was used for different services within the Baltic area. Later on, under the Panama flag in 1999, it was named Maritime La Famille Express, and then was taken on as a regional freighter ship in the Caribbean Sea. This massive vessel was not in good condition at this time of its life, but it was still used to carry bulk rock. In 2004, Hurricane Francis slammed this anchored ship so hard it moved the ship around 12 miles from port in South Bay. Number 4 is the EC Water Shipwreck. This one is the story of greed, disregarding natural land, and capitalism. And just like the previous 9 abandoned ships, it also has a unique story. About 100 years ago, there were 2 businessmen named E.C. Waters. They didn't want 1 but 2 bulky boats in Yellow Lake. In 1905, Waters spent $60,000 and constructed a massive floating ode for himself. It was so large it would be the largest boat to float in Yellow Lake. However, the park officials started plotting to catch another ferry to replace Waters. In these years of battle between Park and E.C. Water, the massive boat sat in the Yellow Lake where it's still resting and abandoned today. So are you still sticking around and enjoying these fascinating stories about abandoned ships? Well, if you are, hold on tight for the top 3 because they're going to blow you away. Some of the ships are worth $60,000 and way more. Curious to check them out? Me too, but before that, make sure to like the video and encourage us to keep uploading this amazing content for you. You got it done? All right, let's go and get back to the real deal. Number 3 is the Eduard Bohlen shipwreck. This is one of the most incredible and unique abandoned ships in Namibia. The reason behind the popularity of the wreck? Its location. You won't believe this mysterious shipwreck is in the Middle East of the desert. You must be thinking, how did a ship come to the desert? In the Skeleton Coast, there's a place where a massive sea hugs in an endless, unforgiving desert. This would actually be the last place you would want your ship to be wrecked. This place has the most inhospitable weather as well as environment in the entire world. And to here, the Eduard Bohlen ended up wrecking in 1909 on the 5th of September. This massive sea vessel folded itself in the fog and slammed into the Skeleton Coast in Namibia, stranding the entire crew and their captain. It is counted as one of the most mysterious ships because it's 500 meters away from the shoreline, which makes us believe it was somehow sailing in the sand. Number 2, the wreck of Cabo Santa Maria. In 1968, this Spanish cargo slammed ashore, and the proof is still present on the tropical island of Boa Vista. However, it's been a long time since the incident happened, so there's only the skeleton of the massive ship, Cabo Santa Maria, remaining, which is also fading away with time. After some years, the ocean will wash it away just like many abandoned ships. You might not know, but this cargo ship is counted as the most expensive because it was carrying cars, expensive clothes, and gifts when it was wrecked. To save the cargo, people and even donkeys were brought. Still, it took years to empty the ship gradually. Santa Maria is one of the wrecked ships that is really exciting to visit. On that note, we're about ready to reveal our top pick, and I know you're excited to know what type of abandoned ship is number 1. We'll get to it in just a minute, but don't forget, explore our channel for all of our great top 10 videos. These videos will surely make your day. And also on your way there, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on fun and mind-boggling content. Now let's check out our first pick. Number 1 was the MS World Discoverer shipwreck. On top of the list, we have one of our favorite abandoned ships named the World Discoverer. This wrecked ship actually gives a very beautiful view and is sitting right outside the dense jungle. This beautiful cruiser was built in 1974 to serve smaller expeditions where exclusive massive cruise ships could not go. The final voyage of the World Discoverer cruise took place on the 30th of April 2000. Outside of Salmon Island, the cruiser struck a massive uncharted reef. The captain knew it was a breached hull and it started to take on water. He signaled out a distress call and rescue arrived, so all passengers were safely landed on shore. But unfortunately, the cruiser couldn't. Hey, that's all for today's video, and we hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to ask your friends about these ships and see if they knew about them or not. Comment below which topics we should cover in our next video, and until then, watch some other interesting videos from our channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.